Hey everyone. So I wanted to make this video because I think it's something that most of us have encountered at one time or other, and it's not an easy thing, and it's not something that we really have any, I don't know, go-to solution for. And it's something that I think really can humble us. It can really show us that we still have work to do. I mean, we all know we're here because we have work to do. And we all try to practice what we preach and try to hold ourselves to a higher standard, because that's how we get better, right? By constantly challenging ourselves and challenging ourselves. But anyway, so the other day I had gotten into an argument with someone who is important to me. I'm not going to, go into specifics about that, because that's not what I want to do here. I think we all have people we know, whether they be friends or family members or whatever, who we care about and who don't see the world the same as us. And it can be a source of a lot of frustration and more. But anyway, we had kind of gotten into an argument and it became kind of heated. I mean, we both raised our voices, and there were times when I'd tried to calm it down too, and just, simply calmly ask questions, like, well, why do you think this? Why do you think that? Or whatever. But at one point, I had made a statement to back up a point that I was trying to make, and it kind of was about politics, even though I'm not about politics and I really don't choose sides as far as that goes. I think they're all crooks, but I was trying to make the point because this person glorified one politician, and I was trying to make the point, they're corrupt too. And I had stated an example that is completely true and provable, even in the mainstream media. And this person only watches mainstream media, but I'm pretty sure it's only a certain slant of mainstream media, but they still somehow were incredulous when I had made this statement. And they're like, well, no one's ever told me that. You just believe whatever you're told. And I don't know, at that point I kind of got offended, and I stormed out, and I felt bad about it when I did, but I didn't want to just come right back and say, look, I'm sorry, because I did want to stand by my position, and I had later stated, look, I the reason I got so upset, and I'm sorry I reacted that way, the reason I got so upset about it was because I spent a lot of time, pretty much all my free time, researching all of these topics. And you kind of insulted my intelligence by saying that when I make it a point to look at all sides of things and have grown increasingly more careful about the statements that I make. But again, I didn't want to just go and apologize right away, because I wanted to have made my point. And I don't really think that's, sometimes we do need to stand our ground, but I think the way I handled that situation, I could have done a lot better. I didn't need to storm out the way I did. So, and I called that person later and we talked and I apologized. We both apologized. So, we're good now, but it's one of those things that, and I've seen a talk actually on End Evil podcast the other day, and it was really cool because they talked about basically the same thing, the conspiracy denial, and just how do you talk to people who completely refuse to accept any of this information that you're posing to them. Like, I'm still working on that, and I let my temper get the best of me still sometimes. I raise my voice and storm out when when I feel insulted, which that's total ego. That reeks of ego, and I believe there's a place for the ego, but not there. We need to remove our ego and our pride from situations like that, and just be able to focus on the subject and know when to step away, know when to respectfully step away, to politely end the conversation, gracefully, not, angry, storming out like a freaking child, okay? So, and that's how I felt. But we can only learn, right? So, I wanted to talk about that a little, and this is a topic that I'll probably talk about more as time goes on. But yeah, any of you who've watched my videos so far know I'm not perfect. I'm not the best presenter. I say a lot. I stumble over my words. I still have a lot to learn. I'm human. Whatever the fuck that means, right? But so here I am, this is me. I'm not pulling any punches. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm better than anybody. I know some things that I feel are true, and that I feel that the majority of the population still doesn't understand, and that's my biggest problem, really. And that's why I started doing this, was just to be another voice among all the other voices out there. You know, maybe one day I'll, you know, somebody will hear me, something I say will resonate with them and will cause them to want to look into things a little more. Maybe, you know, I think that's all of our goals. Like, if all of us could even reach one person, it would be time well spent. I mean, ultimately, yeah, we'd like to reach a lot of people, but you know, it's a weird dynamic. But I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, so I guess I'll just end it here. You know, I mean, the main point is being aware, right? You know, so yeah. And also, oh, look at my shirt says false, so you hardcore conspiracy theorists are probably gonna say that I'm really an agent trying to send you a message, right? Uh, yeah, fuck that shit. Seriously. No, alright. Well, I'm gonna end it now, so see ya.